Hi gents, this video's final video in the series on regarding the Year 7 chemistry task, soluble and insoluble. And basically we're now at the stage where we want to answer these discussion questions. You'll notice that there are about half a dozen of them, and they go through basically an analysis of your results. Okay, so last video we did the results table, and I talked about the importance of developing a results table that was clear and easy to understand. And if you've done that correctly, then this is going to be much easier for you. Okay, so first question we'll have a look at: describe how to tell whether a substance has dissolved or not. Okay, so that question, when you read it, it doesn't actually ask you about the results. It asks you how you'll determine the results. So how will you understand when something has dissolved? Okay, so think about the background information. If we go back to the introduction, in this case it was given to you, but normally you would write it. It talks about what solvents are, what solutes are, what a solution is. You need to work out, well, how do I know? How am I going to go, well, that was soluble and that one wasn't? Okay, so once you can do that, you can answer that question. You can also see that there are 4 lines, so it's asking for a little bit of information, not just a one-word answer. Okay, so that's the first one. The next one, identify the substance that was most easily dissolved in water. Okay, so identify means just name it, right? Describe means you need to list, it's a bit more detailed. So, you know, if I walked in the room and I said, identify Mr. Holding, you go, that's him. You just point to me. If I say, describe Mr. Holding, you say, well, that's him in the corner. He's got a white shirt, a tie, whatever. So you need to give a bit more detail. So in this case, it says, identify the substance that was most easily dissolved. So you now, in water, so specifically to water. So it says, you go back to your really nicely constructed results table. Where do we want to know? We want to know water, and we want to know what most easily dissolved. Now that's a tricky question because it asks soluble, slightly soluble, insoluble. I'd be going through and go, well, what definitely dissolved? What was absolutely soluble? In this case, we know salt is, and then whatever else results. So I go and get my results. I can come back and I can say salt and what if there was another one. If it was only salt, you just put one answer. If it was salt and sugar, they both really easily dissolve in water. You could list them both. And that's all you have to do because it says identify. The same thing, identify which substance were soluble in water, but not in alcohol. So read the question carefully. We go back to here. Soluble in water, yes, but not in alcohol, no. So you could say, well, salt, soluble in water, but not in alcohol. Come over here and list it. Are there any others? Okay, you'll know because you'll have a full list of things. Identify which substance was soluble in alcohol, but not water. So we come back here. Well, it's not that one. So because it was insoluble, we find something that was soluble in alcohol, but not or insoluble in water. Okay, and then you write them down. There might be 1, there might be 2, there might be more. So it depends. And finally, identify which substances did not dissolve in either water or alcohol. So you're looking for insoluble for both water and for alcohol. Okay, and again, you go back to your results table here, and then you're looking for insoluble and insoluble. Okay, and which one is it? Okay, so you just need to take your time, read the question carefully. If you get a bit confused, stop, go back to the question, have a look what it's asking you to do. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions. And then a conclusion, which has been done for you. So the conclusion is the aim of the experiment was to test whether various substances are soluble in water and in alcohol. It was found that different types of solvent, either water or solvent, influence how well the solute was able to dissolve. Okay, but that's already been done for you. So that's how you go do it. Take your time. The key thing is to read and understand the question first. Use your results table. Okay, so make sure you've done a good one. Make sure it's neat, easy to understand, clear, present your data well. Okay, and then you'll be fine. All right, I hope you found this helpful.